You sounded hoarse there.
Yeah. What up? What's up? We are back.
Right.
It feels like a million years
Yeah, it does.
every time. Every time
It's,
that I guess it's because of the holidays stretching everything out.
right.
Uh, it just
Is this
man.
number 11? Is
This
this
is number
number
12.
11? 12? No, CBC
12.
12.
CBBC number 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that
Yeah.
2 weeks, because of just so much stuff with the holidays, it feels like a month since we
Yeah.
recorded. It's
Well,
crazy.
you sounded hoarse there.
Yeah. I went to
Dirk.
Saints 49ers game today, so we lost a
Now I see what you're
heartbreaker, 48-46.
I
So
guess
of
the
course
49ers.
we lost to the 49ers. Yes,
Damn.
it was not a good time. So
Close game
uh,
though, so it's probably fun, right?
close game. Yeah, it was. It was back and forth. It was a shootout, but I have issues, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back to comic books.
Anyways,
So
surprise episode. We're doing
surprise
top.
episode. Yeah,
Sorry
let
to
them know.
spring it on y'all. Whoever's been reading along with us. We're not reviewing the books we talked about last week. We're doing our top 5 comics of the year. Next week, you'll get your top 5 everything else from the Corey, Dirk, Jeff show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna drop another
fun.
show after this, doing our top 5 movies, TV shows, and video games. Tonight we're doing our top 5 comics. Jeff doesn't read comics unless we force him to. I love that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we're doing this tonight. And then next CBBC we'll get back to the books.
And the books for next is for CBBC number 13. Again, our indie book is Black Stars Above number 1, and our major is Martian Manhunter number 10.
Okay. Yeah.
So very exciting.
Current. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without further ado, we bring you the CBBC top 5 comics of the year.
Top five.
Top 5. But before we start that off, we're gonna issue some honorable mentions out there. I had trouble narrowing it down because there's just so much good stuff out this year. From one-offs to limited series to running current series. I mean, there was just so much to choose from. I'm actually reading Monstrous Volume 3. I gotta give a shout out to that because
that deserves it.
Oh my God, absolutely, man. I felt like Volume 2 was pretty good. I mean, it was great, still above a lot of other people, but Volume 3 is awesome. I mean, like it comes back with a vengeance. Yeah. So yeah,
I'm still on Volume 1. That shit is so wordy. Those single issue takes half hour to read. So.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it is. You have to really sink yourself into it, and then the best thing. This is what I found with Monstrous is that you read it every night, one issue every night.
Yeah.
And
you'll that's the way to do it.
You'll get into it more, like
right.
Because when you put it down, it's hard to get back into it.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to. It's so involved that you don't want to take a break from it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I feel like I would have to start from the beginning because I haven't read it in a month or two.
Yeah, exactly. So some other ones, Second Coming, I put up there.
That's not on your top 5.
It's not.
But for sure it would be on your top 5, dude.
I know. As much as I talked about it, dude, there was just so much.
Flintstones takes it.
Criminal. was one of my favorite books of the year. Didn't make it, and then Martian Manhunter. And there's one I'm leaving off just in case it's in your top 5, and I'll give it an honorable mention if you don't talk about it in your top 5. But at the end of the show,
Heroes?
no. I will say I'm almost certain it's in your top 5, and I just didn't have it because it just got edged out. But
Okay.
All right. Without further ado, my number 5 is Silver Surfer Black from Marvel. Donny Cates.
Right.
Amazing, amazing art by Trad Moore. I mean, some of the best. In terms of art, probably in my top 3 artists, maybe my top artist of the year. Just how wild that artwork was. Just so out there and so different from a Marvel book.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just the waviness of it.
The psychedelic, yeah. Magic.
You don't see that in comics very often.
No, you don't. And especially not mainstream comics.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. Indie comics, yeah, a little bit more, but mainstream comics,
Yep.
That shit. Every page is wavy.
Yeah. And it was just it was a great story too. It wasn't just the art, man. The whole thing about I mean, if you're at the top 5 comics of the year, everybody understand that there are spoilers here. So
yeah.
Before you hear,
just don't spoil the end.
No. But yeah, I mean the whole storyline with his body and stuff and everything that he went through.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, just giving up parts of his body and
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Joker Killer Smile. Probably like
I forgot about it already. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if it really deserves to be top 5 because there's only been one issue. I don't know if number 2's out yet, but I just loved it so much, and I honestly am really behind on Gideon Falls, so Gideon Falls didn't make the list because I haven't read it in a long time.
Okay, that was my honorable mention that I suspected was on your list. So
okay,
yeah, I
don't know if I read Gideon Falls this year, to be honest. Like,
oh my god, it's so good.
Like, I'm way behind. I'm gonna have to binge read it, honestly, and I'm gonna like for sure because obviously, I mean, Sorrentino and Lemire fucking kill it together.
Yes, they do.
So, and for them to write a Joker book that came out like after Joker released, I mean, at this point we have 3 or 4 different Jokers in the DC expanded universe or whatever, and like it was. You just knew this team would be awesome with Joker, and they killed it. Like, so with the first episode they killed it, and it's my most, after reading the first episode of any comics that I read last year, it's the one that's I need to read the next.
Absolutely,
without a doubt.
And I thought everything. I thought everything had been covered about Joker to this point, and they really took it somewhere where I didn't think it would go. So
just the whole psychological thing and the whole issue. Like, is he making people go crazy, or do people naturally just go crazy when they exist around him because he's so crazy? Who fucking knows? Like,
you're kind of making me want to read it again.
Yeah. So good. So yeah, that's my number 5, Joker Killer Smile. We're doing series, and it's a number 1, so weird one to be number 5. But that was fun. Yeah.
No, that's great. What you got at number 4?
Number 4, I have My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That was this year. Oh my god.
This boy, I think it came out 2018, but I read it this year. Thanks to you, Dirk. I love this fucking hardcover graphic novel so much. I'm usually all digital, and this shit makes me want to fucking like. I love it. It's so
hardcovers are great, man. Yeah,
it's awesome. Like I want to start collecting hardcovers because of this. But just great book. I mean, yeah, like I said, we're not going to spoil the endings or anything, but just a sad book. It's depressing, and you don't see that very often in comics. Like there's
Brubaker does that.
Like,
he's not afraid to go real. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that about it. Like it was a compelling story, and all the music references in it are really cool. The art's
oh my god, I know.
Like the colors are so cool, and it's just a really great book. I mean, everybody should read it if you like comics.
You were talking about good teams. That's one of the best teams in comics. Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, hands down. And they just announced that they're doing. I don't remember the name of it, but they're doing next year a 1930s Western graphic novel, crime Western graphic novel. Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
I know. I'm so ready. He's like, we go into the Great Depression, we go into Nazis in LA. I'm like, oh my God, just sign me up all day. Jesus.
Real.
Cool. My number 4 is Hoxpox, baby.
Hoxpox number 4, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Hoxpox.
We'll do what we've done in the past. That was actually my number 2.
Okay, yeah. So we'll just talk. I'll talk about it. It's Marvel. It's Jonathan Hickman, of course. The reboot. This is House of X, Powers of X, and then Pepe Larraz, R.B. Silva, and Marte Gracia did the artwork. Best take, I think, the best take on the X-Men maybe of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Somebody put this perfectly. Yeah. Go ahead.
It took them from just being like normal outcasts of society, and it made them the sci-fi-ness of it. Like they're fucking like they are the next level. Like with the they are almost superior. Like they're not the outcasts. They should be in charge. Like if the Marvel universe is what it is and the X-Men and mutants exist, then they're more advanced than humans, and
that's what
it's their fucking time to shine. It's their time to shine. They shouldn't be. Humans shouldn't be a threat to them, and they always have been. And but they're not anymore. They threw the fucking power card, and
you know the other interesting thing he did with the X-Men, which has not been done really, is he kind of stripped morality away from them. They're not necessarily good guys, right? They're just mutants.
Even the good mutants, like
they have their own laws now. They exist separately outside of being heroes and villains. They're mutants. It's almost like a third category.
Yeah,
you know,
and their own community, and so cool. I mean, just like,
and then just dropping.
The seeds.
Yeah, exactly. The seeds, the pods, the rebirths, the spawning, the meds being sold off as incentive, X and his helmet. I mean, where do I end on this? Magneto in all white, Cyclops being a badass.
Cyclops.
I mean, dude, like he just flipped it on its head big time. Like, and I was just like floored. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I had heard a little bit. I read some Hickman in the past, but I didn't know this was the angle he was going. And then all the info, like breakdowns that are interspersed in the issue. Oh my god! And the maps. Jesus, you can make a role-playing game out of it.
Yeah, the space station on the sun that's built around a giant sentinel head that's designed to end all mutants that they like. It's so great.
the Powers of X thing, like the different types of life forms and different intelligences that come together and how many make what. It's crazy. I mean, like he needs to win an award for that because like that's a lot of work that he put into that. Like that's not just writing, you know. Like he constructed that. That's just
that's not a relaunch. That's a reconstruction. Like that's a whole he changed the X-Men. We'll see if they stick with it, or it could just be a phase. Who knows? But
we'll see. Yeah, because I feel like X-Men kind of went in a different direction, a little bit away from what he put in those. So, but okay, is it my number 3? Since I just did number 4, we're doing a trade-off. Okay. My number 3 is "Coming to Me" by Lonnie Nadler and Zach Thompson. Yeah, and then it's by Black Mask Studios. The artist is Piotr Kowalski and Nico Guardia. It came out last year, but I didn't read it until this year. So, it is super strange, and it's very telling about how interconnected we are to a disturbing extent with social networking and technology. And it's like it takes that theme and like makes it into flesh, and it's horrific. It's an awful thing to read if you like. I mean, in a way that when you finish reading it, you're just like grimacing. Like it's disgusting. It's kind of a gross book, but
Coming to Me, it's called.
Yeah, Coming to Me.
That's weird, but I gotta take that. That's a must read. If that's your number 3, and I haven't read it.
I toyed with making it number 1, but
really,
yeah, for a brief time it was. It really is like one of the best. The best thing I can compare it to is David Cronenberg films, which is like The Fly, and I'm trying to think of what else. Not Nightbreed, but he was the guy from the 80s. Oh, Videodrome was another David Cronenberg film. It's very like fleshy, technology centered. This like blurring the lines between what's physical and what's technological in a disturbing way. It's great. Absolutely must read.
Okay, I will.
What you got? Number 3.
Number 3. I left my list to start a new list of your top 3. Number 3 is Immortal Hulk.
That's my number 2.
Yeah. All right, good. And,
nice.
Immortal Hulk, Al Ewing, Joe Bennett. Just phenomenal. Coming from Marvel.
Crazy.
This should be Marvel Black or like,
yes. They need their own imprint.
Well, for real, they do.
Yeah.
Like it's the level it's so cool. Like with the popularity of the Hulk, he might be one of the most popular Avenger. Like
yes,
in the MCU. Kids fucking love the Hulk. Like,
and I wouldn't let my kid read this book.
Oh no, this shit is not for kids.
It is not
for kids.
No.
It's a horror book, and it's just great. Really well written. Just in a Hulk, like more fucking unleashed than we've ever seen before. Tearing his own face off. Like,
he's
so
out
good.
there. He's crazy. Like he's like the dude that doesn't feel any pain and loses his shit. When he gets hit. Joe Bennett's artwork. Oh my god.
Oh, the artwork is insane.
Like I
want a poster. Half of those frames.
Absolutely.
Up on my wall, dude.
It's rare that artwork actually scares me, and some of the images that he has in there like stuck in my brain after the issue ended.
Seriously,
like I could still,
I
can
have
still pull 'em up.
frames stuck in my mind.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
That's a great comic book artist, man. If they can leave an image in your head, like seared in there, to where you can recall it. Like, there's a lot of art that I don't necessarily, I'm not able to recall like that,
For sure. There's a lot of art I really love, but I can't remember specific details in my head and stuff, but I can with his.
Yeah.
For sure. It's
and
really great.
the literary references, like the quotes at the beginning of each issue and the references sometimes spread throughout. Oh my God. And then going to hell. God. It's like, what? It's just
it goes way out there.
Out of control.
Yeah.
Al Ewing, you gotta stop it.
Yeah. It was a toss up between Hoxpox and Immortal Hulk for me to which one to rate higher, and I went Hoxpox just because I almost want to put Immortal Hulk, to be honest. So, it's tough. They're both really really good. And they're both Marvel, and it's just really cool that they let these creators do this.
I know. It's awesome. Yeah. So that was my number 2, was Immortal Hulk. And that was...
Now we're on to my number 2.
Which we already talked about.
Yeah, because that was my number 3.
Yeah, your number 2
was... What's your number 3? Did you already do it?
Yeah. Yeah, we're on number 1, I think, now.
So, no, my number... Yeah, we are, because yeah. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is the Flintstones.
I knew it. Yeah. When you didn't put the other one on it, I knew it was going to be the Flintstones. I knew you weren't going to leave your boy out of this. I haven't read what's the Second Coming is the other one, right?
Yeah. Second Coming's the other one.
Yeah. When I knew you gave that the honorable mention, I was like, Flintstones gotta be.
Yeah.
I haven't read either of them. I need to.
Dude, I almost cried.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. Any book that almost makes me cry, like kind of tear up, absolutely. Like, you're gonna get it. Yeah. Oh, dude. Don't get me started.
You've always talked about how funny it is.
It is. It's incredibly funny. It's incredibly funny, but this is the thing. Mark Russell does this. He does it where, like, he goes into, like, it's funny, and then it'll get tragic, and then funny again. He moves back and forth between it. That's why it's so good, man.
Really?
That's why I just
in the
can't.
Flintstones.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I have to read that then.
I mean, I think he won awards for it, so... It was from 2017, I believe.
It's so funny. That's your COTY.
It is.
Comic of the Year, the Flintstones.
I'm telling you. And I can tell you exactly which moment it became number 1. After you read it, I'll talk to you about it off air, and you'll agree with me. You'll be like, okay, I see exactly what you mean.
All right.
And I'll have to say it's 2 words, vacuum cleaner. And I'll leave it at that.
All right, I'll be waiting for that the whole time. This is vacuum cleaner coming in.
All right, what's your number 1?
Walking Dead.
Nice.
I gotta give it to The Walking Dead.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
It ended.
Yeah, it ended. Yeah, no.
Well, Walking Dead's been. I think it usually gets number 2 because Saga always gets number 1, and unfortunately, Saga was unable to make the list this year because the last issue was in 2018, but it's coming back soon, hopefully.
Can't wait.
BKV, sorry, Robert Kirkman. BKV has you beat with Saga. It's as far as ongoing series for years, Saga's going to take it every day. But there was no Saga So it goes to The Walking Dead, which ended as a surprise to everyone this year.
Yeah, that was so
I'm
awesome.
right, yeah.
That is a
And I
great
have
way
my
to end it.
qualms with it, to be honest. I don't know if it was the best way to end. Honestly, I didn't really like the ending of it. Like,
Ah,
but but I liked the reasoning for the ending
right.
of it. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Kirkman wrote like a 3-page letter at the end of it, which was so awesome. Spot on with
I
with
got so much to
fans.
read
And
on it, dude. I'm
it's
only like, I think 3 collections in, so.
I didn't necessarily like the way it ended, but that's one of my favorite comic series of all time. But probably number 2. I mean, Saga's
Yeah.
number 1. Saga takes it all day, but Walking Dead ended this year on a surprise note, and every episode or I always say episode, every issue up until the
Yeah.
ending, just awesome. Except for the last couple too, just because I didn't really like the way it ended. I
But
don't want
I'm
to spoil
glad.
it. I don't want to spoil it.
No, don't spoil it because I'm still reading it. But I'm really glad that you chose it as your number 1 because we would be remiss if we hadn't mentioned that for 2019 because it's come to an end. You know,
Yeah,
like it really deserves to be there. So
yeah, for sure. And we need to also give a shout out to the artists. Um, Tony Moore did 1 through 6, and then Charlie Adlard did 7 through 193.
wow.
So yeah, so he was with Kirk. They were ride or die. They were ride or
Yeah,
die.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
second
I mean,
artist
they
comes on
both
and takes it. Yeah.
after 6 issues, like Tony Moore, he did the first 6. Cool, yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
But Charlie did the next 190.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's his book essentially at that
so,
point. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
So,
That's
but
awesome.
just awesome. I love The Walking Dead. Thanks, Robert Kirkman. It was a great ride. And yeah, I mean, with no spoilers, but like in his letter, he just wrote about how like there was a point where he was ready to end it, and he extended it farther, and he was satisfied like with the way he extended it.
Yeah.
But then at this point, he was like, I'm not. I could go on forever. If people will buy it if they want, The Walking Dead's so big at this point, it's gonna sell. But I made an end point, and I don't want to keep putting in random filler. Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
end it,
exactly.
and so it was awesome.
That is fantastic. Well deserved number 1 there. I completely forgot about it. So,
Yeah.
so, I mean, if you're keeping track, really, if you're going to take the books from 2019, Immortal Hulk was my number 1 because the Flintstones is from 2017. But in terms of the books that I
Right.
read this year, absolutely. So we got the Flintstones and Walking Dead. Thank y'all so much.
Thank
It's been a
you.
great year. If y'all want to hang around with us, come back next week. We'll be meeting with Jeff again. He'll return to the show. And we'll be doing our top 5, everything else.
Yeah.
And then we're going to close out the year with CBBC number 13, where we do Black Stars Above number 1 and Martian Manhunter number 10. So check it out. And thank y'all so much for tuning in.
We love you. If you're still with us, we love you.
If you're riding with us,
If
you
you're
love to
new,
hear
we
about
also love
comics.
you.
And the new people also.
Yeah.
More comics material. We need more people talking about this stuff. So let's do it. Thank y'all.
Later.
Later.